So we're quite a young fund, and when we started investing initially, we were, and by we, I personally was doing this, we were able to manage it all through Excel sheets. And so that's how we started off. And I had a very and increasingly elaborate Excel sheet that I used, which I kind of programmed to put all the relevant tracking data and metrics in. There came a tipping point after kind of a certain number of investments where this Excel worksheet was becoming increasingly elaborate, and from my view, just more likely to fail at some point. And so much of the data which we really relied on became entrenched in that one place. So it just became a really natural thing for us to start looking at investment management tools, and then at the same time also the ones which offered portfolio management tools, so we could not only start having our investment information in one place, but also when you find a good platform, to use one which we can work throughout with our portfolio companies a bit more easily as well. The main thing we've been looking at the moment is the investment management side. And for me, it's just having that single source of truth that the whole firm can access, and everyone can really clearly see the calculations and the investments that underlie that. As with any good kind of bit of due diligence, we did compare a bunch of different tools. Some initially I ruled out because I started by getting feedback from other investors around how their experiences had, and there hadn't been, and I won't name them, but there hadn't been great experiences, and some were really highly priced for the small funds that we are. Ultimately, what it came down to for choosing Rundit was that it had so much of the capabilities that all of the other platforms had. However, it really was ahead of many of the others in its UX. It was just so much easier to use. I want this to be a tool that the whole firm uses, and so it was really important to me and the rest of the fund that it was easy for everyone to use, and it wouldn't be really complex in that sense, because then it would just be adopted much easier. And then finally, quite a lot of these platforms have certain features that you maybe want on one and doesn't have on the other. But what was great about Rundit is that they've got a really clear roadmap as well. So a couple of the features that I would like to have, I've already talked to them about it, and I know that some of them are coming out even in the next quarter. And so that was really important to us, that it was kind of constant iteration, and it wasn't just kind of going to stay as it was for the rest of our use. Yeah, so Rooks Nest Ventures, we are an early stage venture capital fund. We're based in London, in the UK. So we invest at seed stage in media tech. And by media tech, we're really looking for platforms and tools that are helping to, move on and evolve the media industry as a whole. And that for us includes multiple industries, as well as things like gaming. We invest in generally European and US companies, but we are open to seeing ones further afield. And at the same time as this, we've also got a network called Supernode, which we're launching to bring together different entrepreneurs and investors and buyers and kind of experts in global media tech to help foster innovation within that area. So for us, it's just, we're hugely passionate about this area. From a personal perspective, constantly meeting incredible entrepreneurs in the space, and we're really looking to be involved in shaping the next generation of kind of media platforms.